All right, so the title of tonight's session is Editing the Message. You know, we have a lot of technical knowledge in this room, we have a lot of communications knowledge in this room, and what we want to do tonight is to show you guys another way, besides using social media, to put those two together and make a message that has a wide appeal for a wide audience. So, why do we care about video? You know, we've talked extensively about social media in the last couple of months, so why should we care about having another format to share our information with? First and foremost, because video is one of the most popular forms of communication, especially for internet users you guys' age, right? So in that 18 to 30 demographic. You guys like to watch stuff. Okay? Who has a guess at what the most popular YouTube video was last year? What was that?
So God made a farmer?
If only. Not so if God made a farmer. Joel?
It was like Gangnam Style, wasn't it?
It wasn't Gangnam Style, but it was a dance. It was a troupe of small little girls dancing to Watch Me Whip, Watch Me Whip. This video got like 15 million views, guys. Small children dancing. Okay? So a lot of your peers, a lot of your fellow audience members are going to sites like YouTube, Vimeo, to share information. Okay? So I want to talk a little bit specifically about YouTube. How many of you are YouTube users or viewers or music listeners? I had no idea that people listen to music on YouTube. I know this now. I didn't before. So about 2/3, about 60% of internet users use YouTube regularly. Okay? YouTube has 1 billion with a B, discrete users. So literally billions of videos are getting watched every day. So that makes it a pretty important platform to target, right, for our communications. More interesting to me, in fact, is the fact that 30% of adults aged 18 and over actually post their own content on YouTube. Who has posted a YouTube video? Besides the people who are in a group related to this one. So you guys haven't posted any material. We're going to change that, hopefully, by the end of tonight or the end of our academic year. So news videos of most interest. News videos are now being produced by people who don't work in communications or who are not professional journalists. So people are going to YouTube. Literally 1 billion people are going to YouTube. And a large portion of them are getting their news from YouTube. Okay, they're getting information. They go there to learn things. So what happens when we have non-journalists sharing information on a site like YouTube?
It's not necessarily accurate.
We're probably not always getting accurate information. I saw another hand back there.
Yeah, I was just gonna say there are a lot of myths out there people post.
Yeah, so we see a lot of myths being propagated on websites like YouTube in addition to other social media. Joel?
We see a lot of bias that are presented as non-biased things, but that not the whole story is being told.
Yeah, and I think that that's important to remember. So Joel said that there's biased information that's presented as unbiased information. And one thing to remember is that on a platform like YouTube, that information may be biased one direction or the other. So as science communicators, we have a bias, right? We have an inherent bias that we want our work, our research, our science to be positively received. Okay? So you have to understand that you are not an unbiased video content creator. So some of the non-journalists that we tend to see on these online platforms, activists, we tend to see these a lot. They pop up, YouTube videos get posted. Scientists, like the ones in this room. People who are skeptical about science. So some of our non-science folks. People who do this as a living. So people who video blog or vlog, I love that term. People who do this as part of a career. Or companies who are posting information trying to support one side of the argument or another. Okay, so we have a lot of different audiences that we're trying to reach, and a lot of different competing content producers that we have to think about. So one of the big things that we like about video is the fact that it is a multi-sensory experience. So research shows that multimedia, things that have visuals, things that have sound, that have movement, tend to be better remembered than static information that we read. Okay, so when people are watching a video, they're more likely to attend to what you're talking about and then to remember it. So for that reason, video is a really good way to get information across in a way that people are going to recall later. Video lasts longer. You posted a video on YouTube and it doesn't go anywhere until you tell it to go somewhere, right? You post it on your own channel or your own account. Unless you delete it, it doesn't disappear. Other social media like Twitter, Facebook, they eventually kind of get pushed down, right, in your timeline or in your newsfeed. YouTube and other video formats tend to be a little bit, they have a longer shelf life, let's say. So, social media tends to be pretty ephemeral, video is forever. One other thing that we have to keep in mind about video is that sharing is high in a video format. How many of you guys have watched a YouTube video with one of your friends? Almost all of you, right? You see something, you think it's interesting or funny, and you say, hey, come over here, I want you to watch this. Pull up your phone, you pull up your iPad, and you share it. So video sharing becomes a communal experience. So if one person watches a video, chances are you're going to have several other people engaging in that viewing experience at the same time. So a very good way to reach a broader audience without doing any extra work. And then finally, because Google tends to put video content higher in its search term result list. Okay? So we tend to see video searches getting pushed to the top of Google searches and other search engines. You guys use Google regularly, you'll notice that they even have a tab for videos. Right? So if you search for a particular term, you can go up to that tab, you can hit video, and anything that appears with those search terms online is going to show up on your web browser. So something to think about. Search engine optimizing all of that video content. So here's an example. I got creative today and Googled GMOs are bad. These are the top 3 results that I got. So we have 10 reasons to avoid GMOs from the Institute for Responsible Technology. They sound legit. The truth about GMOs, are they safe? What do we know? From WebMD. So in addition to trying to figure out what weird rash you have on your arm, you can also figure out about GMOs. And then why are GMOs bad? A YouTube video. So I got curious as to what this YouTube video looked like. It sounds really bad, right? It's coming up with this search term. So here's a video entitled, Why Are GMOs Bad? Produced by a YouTube user called Citation. What tactic do you think this particular YouTube guy is taking with this video? If any of you are sitting in the front and can read the description of the video. I was pleasantly surprised, yes.
He wants to get people who think that GMOs are bad to click on it and tell them.
Yeah, so if we can get the sound to work, we'll link to this. We'll take a look at it. But this guy is a science promoter. Okay? He has a whole series of YouTube videos about different types of scientific technology, and specifically why GMOs aren't bad for you. So they use the clickbait headline, why GMOs are bad. They get it to come up. There he is. Yeah, go ahead.
Just like the advent of nitrogen fixing allowed for more fertile fields that saved millions from starvation, the fruits of genetic engineering, sometimes literally, will help us face the significant challenges of a world with more and more people and a climate that is less and less stable. Of course, just like nitrogen fixing allowed Germany to build bigger bombs, genetic engineering is a tool that can be used for good or for evil. So yes, it must be studied and controlled and understood, but that understanding has to start with, like, us. Right now.
Alright, so the video is actually quite long, but I wanted you to see the title of the video to get drawn in by the clickbait, and then to be as pleasantly surprised as I was when I actually opened up this video and saw what it contained. So here's someone who's using some of those traditional strategies that we see getting used by activists and other organizations who want to claim negative things about science, using them in a positive way. So we'll link this video on our webpage and our social media so you guys can take a look at it. But it's really interesting. So video can be a really powerful tool for promoting science, promoting agriculture, promoting food,